Okay, we're live. Oh my word. Okay, I have literally turned. I went through the door at 8 o'clock. That was how crazy it's been. So I've made it, and it's that crazy. I'm stopping the watch now. 52.96 kilometers. Oh my god. Oh, geez, that was. I was like, am I going to make it or not? And that's part of the story. Really, is the fact that the story today is all about um, solving problems, being tired. Oh yeah, actually, really, it's about. Let's just say it's like the title says, made it. Emotions are overflowing. It's just crazy. So I stepped through this door at exactly 8 o'clock. Got the computer on, and I've just stopped the watch and breathe. So Uh, ended up doing a little bit more than planned, which is a bit bizarre, but I kind of knew that that would happen a few times, that I would sort of have that. Um, all right, okay, I need to recover. I literally just stepped through the door. So, right, let's go. How did the day go? If you've been watching my Instagram stories, then you've seen that this has been a. I'm not sure what the right word. It should be live on YouTube now. Um, I think it's live on YouTube. Someone's just saying it's not live on YouTube, but can you just check now because it should have sort of kicked in. It says like it has. Can Norbert? Can you just sort of check? I've got three people watching. I've got three people watching, so it definitely is right. So, uh, if you saw on Instagram, it was an emotional start. I hope I don't start crying. Um, I actually met a person, a friend on the train, who sort of witnessed me breaking down on the train, and it was a bit weird. But I said to him, "Look, I have to. If I'm going to make a film of it, this is something that's really important to capture on film. So I'm not going to just film me doing it. That's the job of if I ever have a film crew following me around, then they can film those emotions. But I do have to at least try and do something. So I said, look, I'm sorry, I'm crying, and while I'm crying, I'm going to put it on Instagram. So those were real tears. Um, that I had on Instagram. So let's go to the start. In fact, we actually have to sort of go to last night. So last night I had a really bad night's sleep. I was really coughing, just crazy coughing all the way through. Just kept on waking me up. I hope I don't sort of wake up Karen, but um, uh, I just couldn't get a decent sort of amount of sleep last night. I sort of got up and I was drained. Um, but there's two different elements here. So if you want to run ultra distances, then what you what you need to do is you need to have the energy, but your body needs to have the ability. Oh gosh, how do I put this? I'm not sure how. Maybe someone can sort of just tell me in the chat how to sort of word it. What I say is, my body has now adapted itself to doing this. My body is now saying, right, this is what we do. So my body is like saying, right, you're going to run 50 kilometers. Okay, this we just have to adapt. And whenever I've sort of watched YouTubers doing this, these ultras and things, seen these sort of cool films, what I've seen is there was a guy that went across America, and I think it was like around day 9 or something. He had a real dip, and they said, yeah, the body is just exhausted. It has to adapt. It has to sort of go back up. And then a few days later, he was in full flow, and sort of doing really well. And I think that's where I am now. I think I'm in the flow. I wake up. I don't have muscle pain or anything like that, and I'm ready to go. So I think that's really sort of where I am. I'm gonna have a what am I gonna have? Yeah. Okay. So I've still got that box from yesterday. So I'm going to have the lemon and lime because I just need to sort of, I haven't got any water by me. So I'm just going to have that. So apologies if I'm going to do it. But I've tried the other one. It's really nice. So my body has adapted, which is a real positive. The problem is your body might be there, but your energy level needs to be able to do it as well. And after that night's sleep, and maybe not feed, okay, maybe not feeding myself very well, I had no energy. My body said, right, we can run. You just haven't put any petrol in the engine yet. So it was that kind of thing. You haven't filled up the battery. So I started running. I was like, as soon as I started running this morning to the train station, I was I just want this day to be over, and that was it. It was straight away. I want this day to be over, and that was within the first kilometer. It was like, this is going to be a tough day. I could feel it in my bones. I could really feel that it just was not going to be the day because of my energy level. I had to run quickly to Harlem train station, and as I ran there, I sort of saw some of the Harlem hobblers, and I think I just shouted out to them, that this is a bad day today. It's going to be a tough day, and that's just purely because of the energy. I had no energy, and the trouble is when you have no energy, your emotions are, after doing all of this, it doesn't take much for the emotions to come out. Whether that's anger, whether that's sadness, whatever those emotions, they are literally triggered at the slightest thing. So I got to the train station. For those that don't know, I live in Haarlem, and Haarlem is one of the main hubs for the Dutch Grand Prix, which is on this Sunday, or it's now on. There was a practice day today, and they put all these special barriers up. They get loads more people in, just the security and things like that. That's fine. To put this in perspective, it's really bizarre. You have like full trains going one way, and then empty trains going the other way. Empty platforms, completely overchocked platforms. It all depends which direction you're going in. So everyone's going towards Sanford. I need to go to Amsterdam, which is completely the opposite direction. I get to the train station, and they've got these special barriers up, temporary barriers up. You have to, and the gate has to be open to allow a buggy in. I've got the buggy in, but doesn't have the side things. Those are deliberately in Trail NL, so I don't have to take those on, which is a blessing. So I've just got a regular buggy. It is a big buggy, and I got to the gate, and then they went, "No, you can't come in." And I said, well, "Yeah, but why not? I want to go. I don't want to go to Sunfort. I'm not going to Sunfort. I'm going on the empty platform to Sloterdijk, Amsterdam Sloterdijk. So I'm not even going to Amsterdam Central, where she's going to be busy. I'm going to a train station before then, and just get off. So why can't I do that?" And he said, "No, you can't." And it was just like, "No, you can't." His manager or supervisor came on. "No, you can't do that." Um, and at this moment, I've got anger flowing up. I'm like, I've got panic. It's actually mainly panic. Oh God, like I'm starting to break down. I can feel my voice. I'm not going to break down. It was just so. It was panic. That's what it was. It was like, okay, I've I've had problems already because of fatigue. I'm late. I have to catch this next train, otherwise I'm screwed. If I don't make this train, I won't make the appointment. I've got a Trail NL, and I know I've got some people coming, and they just won't let me on the train. And there's no, if I can't get on the train, there's no way I can get to Amsterdam. The only way I can do it is to hire a minivan. That's the only way I could do it, to get that buggy in. I can't go on a bus. I can't do anything. I'm screwed. Yeah, I could run to Amsterdam, but I'll never make the appointment in time. So the panic was just setting in. At one point I said, "I'm going to film this. I need to film this because this is crazy. I want to go the other direction. I do not want to go with the busy people. I want to go the other way with the empty train, the empty platform." And they're just saying, "No, you can't do that. You can't. You can only have a foldable pram. That's it." Now I had researched what So I was ready. I was a little bit prepared for this because I looked at what the rules are with the buggy. So a buggy can go on there. This is technically a buggy. It is technically foldable. So I could fold it. It won't make much difference if I fold it. But more importantly, you can go on to a train with sports equipment. And this is definitely sports equipment. And it doesn't say anything about what sports equipment, it's just saying sports equipment. So I was kind of prepared for an argument, even if I didn't have a chance to win it, but I was definitely going to argue my way through it. I was about to start recording when this train conductor, this lovely lady, just appeared out of nowhere and said, this is the hero of Harlem. You've got to let him through. He wants to go in a different direction. You've got to let him through. He's doing a real crazy challenge at the moment for to try and do something really positive in this world. You've got to let him through. And they were like going, no, he can't come through. There was another lady there who I suppose knew me and was like trying to say, let him through. The conductor, she wasn't winning. In the end, she said, I wish I could remember her name. She told me her name. I'll tell you more. So who she was is she told me the name, and I put her photo on. If anyone knows her name, please tell me, because she's she saved the day today. She really did. And she said, I follow you on Facebook. I live in Sunport, and I pick up cigarette butts. She said, can we take a selfie? And she only had her work phone. So I took the selfie. That's what you see on my Instagram stories. And eventually she sort of like said, look, I'll vouch for him. I will walk him to the train station to get on the train. And so it's okay. It's not your responsibility if something goes wrong. It's my responsibility. And so he said, what's your name? And she told him, and they let me through. She saved the day. So she walked me to the lift. We got up in the lift, empty platform. There was like there wasn't lots of people, wasn't a problem getting through. Empty platform, straight up there. They got questioned again, or we got questioned again. She said, no, I'm vouching for him. I'm going to put him on this train. Empty train. And I was just crying my heart out. So I had to give her sort of a big hug, because without her, today would not have worked in Amsterdam. I would have had to sort of just change it all around and run around Harlem, and I would have really, really struggled. She saved the day. So in terms of acts of kindness, you can't get bigger than that. And she did it because she's been following me. What a lovely woman. I get on the train, and then there's a friend on there as well, and I'm just breaking down, and that's why I made the Instagram story. The emotion, I mean, it wasn't anything huge. It's just not being loud on the train. I mean, that's not worthy of crying. It's just when you're at the end of 15, on 15 days, and you're in 15 days in, and it only takes one trip on a road to ruin the whole thing. It only takes one hiccup, and this wouldn't have been a hiccup. It would have been a disaster, as much as I wouldn't have been able to go to Trail NL, which I really wanted to do. I've got friends joining me that were going to be doing the run, but she saved the day. So I got to slow to die because I started running, and then this guy, I got a call. So I got this call while I'm running, and because I've got this speaker playing, and everything, it's a bit complicated. If I take a call, I've got to like turn this Bluetooth off, turn this Bluetooth off. It's all complicated, so I can never make it in time. So if someone calls, I tend to call them back. So I called him back, and he said, "What do you want? Who are you?" And I said, what do you mean? You just called me? And I can't really hear because I'm running, trying to get to this appointment, which I'm going to be currently late for. And um, he, yeah, it was just like, you called me. Why are you? And I'm like, I called you back. I don't understand what's going on. Look, I'm just going to hang up now. This is useless. And then he called me back again. It was just like, oh no, I called him and he was like, what do you want? No, 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 no. And then I hung up. I was like, and then he called me back and he said, what? It was like trying to get another conversation with me. I was like, what the hell's going on? This was just too much. I don't know if that was someone that was important that really wanted to speak to me. I'm sorry, I just couldn't understand it well enough. And you know, you called me. I don't understand what was going. So that was getting me going as well. I'm like thinking, oh Jesus, I'm never. Today is going to be a nightmare. And then it all turned around. So I made it. I sort of pushed as hard as I could, and I made it. I made it to Trellanell, to the store before we started running, and there were three lovely people there. So there was Linda and Running Curls. So I'll try and put everyone's tag in there, or I'll try to remember to put everyone's tag in there. So Running Curls, really two awesome women who are sort of doing Instagram. Really fun. Met them at a DJ Fly On event, and there was also Linda, who I've known. She was there for the very first plogging event, and I sort of chatted to her. And she came along to Amsterdam to do that. So suddenly, I've got two people. To how it turns around so quickly. I've got two people in banana suits. Did I do two people? No, or one. No, no, they didn't do banana suits. No, they didn't do banana suits. But we went out and we did a plog, and uh, yeah, my emotions are going crazy. I'm trying to make it fun for them. I don't know if it was, but I'm just trying to do my best. But my head's in different places. But they were giving me energy, so it doesn't take much to destroy me, but it doesn't take much to energize me. And those three women did, and we got 47 kilos of trash in like an hour. I was just like, wow. What they would I was like getting scared, thinking they're not running at all because all they're doing is picking up trash. They picked up so much trash. They picked up 47 kilos. Crazy. Um, so that was great. And it gets yeah. So we sort of finished that, did a little reel. So I think I'll be a collab in one of the reels as well from them when it comes out. And then they get even sweeter. So one of they said, you need to eat, Paul. We're going to get you some food. I said, okay. The only thing, yeah, they were sort of really insisting. So I said, okay. The only thing that's really going, that's working at the moment, are those sort of liquid meals. So I've got some plain chicks. I just didn't have time to bring them. But from the supermarket, there's the Alpro ones. So I said, there's an Albertine next door. The Alpro one is would be great if you want to get something. They looked it up; it was 2 for 1. They said we'll get you two, and I was like, no, just give me one. It's 2 for 1. It's 2 for 1. Um, but it wasn't available in that Albertine. So they said we're going to run a kilometer or whatever, and then go to the supermarket there and get it and bring it back. And that's exactly what they did. And it really helped. I slogged one down and then one later on today, and it really helped. Suddenly that drink's got like 500 calories. So there's just in those drinks, I've got sort of like 1,000 calories for the day. So that was a brilliant start to the day. I also noticed that my other wheel was completely bald. So it is. Um, it was about to explode on me. So while they were gone, I was just repairing the tire, sort of replacing the tire. So I've got two fresh tires now on the buggy. So I did that, and they came back with the drinks and had that, and no one turned up for the 12 o'clock session, which was great because then I could just do a little bit of filming with Dirk. From the owner of Trail NL, but I haven't had time to edit that film, so I'll put it on tomorrow. So tomorrow I'll play it, and then we can have a look at that film. But it's just a really nice conversation with him. I did that conversation, and then right now I designed the whole of Trail NL 3 days so that I'd have a big period at sort of in the afternoon where I could just go off and run. And so I went, right, I've got to get these kilometers in, and I went off down to. I actually ended up doing along the Amstel that the Amsterdam Marathon route goes, and two amazing things happened again there. I'm just running along, and there's a guy reads on the back of my shirt what I'm doing. He's on like a bike, an e-bike with three kids on it, sort of young, around sort of 7, 8, something like that. I think 7, 8, 6, 7, 8, maybe. Two girls and a boy, and he's just chatting to me while I'm jogging along, and he's just chatting to me and explaining to the kids what I'm doing. I'm talking about the whole mission, and he was really sweet, and that really energized me. And then he goes off like, "Oh, that was a lovely compliment." I was like, and I said to him, these things, all it takes is a conversation like this. I'm having a tough day, and this just means the world to me. And then something like 500 meters to a kilometer later on, I see them standing on the side of the road. Obviously, it was their house with the mother there as well. So the whole family were out there, and they were clapping me as I approached. How sweet is that? It's it was just so amazing. And it wasn't just him and the kids. He actually got his wife out as well, and they were just really cheering me. So I stopped to have a chat with them, and I said exactly. I said, I'm having a tough day, and I'm having a tough day, but you're making it so much better. So I gave him a high five and carried on. And then 500 meters later, there's a car that pulls up. We have another chat with them, and that's fantastic as well. And the energy's there. Then suddenly, I've got the energy I need to carry on. I'm just jogging. I'm just jogging down the road, down the Amstel, along the marathon route that I've run so many times. I was speaking to Sander during it, just chatting to each other. He hates that section. So many people hate that section that goes down to Ouderkerk and Amstel when along the canal. I love it. It's my favorite section because you see the lead runners go past on the other side. It's just a get in the moment and meditate and get in that zone. And if you saw my stories, there's so many. I didn't realize it until I'm running it about how many memories it has for me. I think I spoke to the Telegraph guy yesterday about the Champion and being the ambassador for them, for Amsterdam Marathon and Dum to Dum and etc. And I think because of that, the memories came back about what I've done along that section. So there's one section, and I've been sort of in the after movie. I don't know what year it was, but Seth Demore, who was a YouTuber, he's less so now, but he was sort of a YouTuber for a big while. It was really big. He was doing Amsterdam Marathon for the first time, and I sort of went to sort of cheer him, and he was near the front, so I sort of filmed him and go past and cheered him, and I had a great big sort of hand that I used to use at parkrun and things like that, and I was having so much fun cheering people that I stayed all the way to the end at this place at Amstel. Sort of, it's around the halfway mark, and I just love cheering people. I was like, I can't leave now. I can't. It's like one of those ones you're supporting people, and you're having so much fun. If you leave, then you suddenly stop. Someone's going to go, "Hey, why have you just suddenly stopped sporting? Everyone else is getting a high five. Why don't I get it?" So I literally stayed until the very last competitor, and I realized how much fun it is to do that, to actually stay to the very last competitor. I mean, if you're at the halfway point, that could be like a few hours, but it was just amazing. So I think it was the year after, or maybe the year after that, I decided to run a marathon, to support a marathon. So I took the banana suit. I sort of ran a half marathon to get to the same point at Ouderkerk and Amstel, and I cheered every runner, and I had the most wonderful, wonderful time. And no voice the next day. Both times, no voice the next day, which is a sort of a sign of doing really well. Yeah, really giving your heart to something. Loved it. And then I'm running along, get to the halfway point, and I remember, hang on, Amsterdam Marathon was the first marathon where I managed to run the whole marathon without stopping. Up until that point, I'd always had to stop a little bit, just to walk a little bit. And I was like so determined to run the whole thing without stopping. And Amsterdam Marathon was the very first time I did that. And it was my 10th marathon. It took me 10 marathons to be able to do that. And now, maybe this is 20 years later or whatever. I am now running, I'm trying to run 40 ultras in a row. It doesn't matter what performance when you do a marathon, when you do a 5K, it doesn't matter. It's a step on the road to wherever you're going. If it doesn't work this time, just work at it. Just work at it. Don't give up. Know that what you did was good enough. It was what you could do on the day. Doesn't mean it's what you can do tomorrow. You can amaze yourself. The whole point about what I'm doing now is to find my limits, to find that ceiling, to find out when I get broken and I can't go, and then I know that is where I cannot go anymore. Today I've run the longest distance I've done in this whole thing just by accident. Even though I was low this morning, I did it. And I had energy spare in the afternoon. Don't be the limiter on your life. Do not be the limiter on your life. That's the most important thing I try and tell people. It doesn't matter if it succeeds or not. Give it a go. Knowing you tried. And if anyone says anything against you, go, I tried. I gave it my shot. Doesn't matter if it failed or not. I tried. That's the most important thing. So I got back ready for the 4:30, and I thought I knew Mirta was going to be there. I met Mirta by chance at before I got back to Trail NL, and we were just chatting, going there. And then Paula from Midnight Runners was there. So a couple of the Midnight Runners team just sort of rocked up. Michael as well, and I got Mirta in a banana suit, and I got him in a banana suit as well, uh, and and had the energy that they bring is just crazy. I mean, Mirta, how crazy is the energy that they bring, and that is just the Midnight Runners, just going absolutely. That's why I love the Midnight Runners. It's just so it's I sort of a social run group. And I just feel like I'm sort of the sort of the low energy guy. They was just awesome having them there. And it was just brilliant. Suddenly at 4:30, I'm running with a couple of people in banana suits. Three people, 3 people. All the banana suits are in use, and Paula had its banana earrings, which was just fantastic. And we got a load more trash. Just absolutely What a crazy day. And then I have to sort of run. So once we've done that, just closing everything down, I had to run home. I'll run to Sloterdijk. Got to Sloterdijk and I realized, oh, hang on, I've done 50 kilometers. But no problems getting on the train. The only thing was, I was like thinking, am I going to make this live stream or not? It was getting dicey. All because all the trains, I can't get straight through to Heemstede, so I had to get out of Haarlem and then run home there. That's an extra sort of kilometer more than I needed to do, but I wanted to try and make it to the live stream, and here I am on the live stream at the end of day 15, having done 750 kilometers in 15 days. And oh, Derek's just joined. Derek, I'm not going to show the video because I was a bit late, so I'll be doing that tomorrow night. So apologies for that. Derek is the owner of Trail NL. I got a really nice interview with him that I'll show tomorrow, and I'm really grateful for him supporting me. I mean, I am, my heart is with RunX. That is where they've been supporting me before, but Dirk and Trail NL have also sort of been supporting me as well. He's been sort of trying to give me some sort of contacts and everything, really sort of trying to get the most out of what I'm doing. So I kind of wanted to sort of have the 3 days here just to as a thank you. I don't know if he thinks of it as a thank you, but for me, it's me trying to say thank you, even though I'm just taking over the place with bananas and drinking coffee. But he's now realised how much coffee I drink, and it's kind of, I think it scared him. I think he's had to get extra coffee in. But so I'll show the video tomorrow, and so I'm here now, 8 o'clock. I made the live stream. I made this day. This was going to be a tough day. In the end, it just shows is the whole point about doing these acts of kindness is it doesn't mean anything to give. Yeah, it doesn't cost you anything to give it, but it means everything to receive it. That train conductor was an act of kindness, and what it meant to me meant everything. I mean, the world wouldn't have stopped, but it really meant everything to me today. All the people that joined me on the plugging, you gave me energy today. So again, those acts of kindness given that I received, that meant everything to me. The conversations I've had in WhatsApp today or on Instagram, I don't have many conversations, but there's a couple of people I have had, and they've meant everything as well. Everything that I receive just gives me the energy. If I can do this, it's because of people like you. Yeah, Covey Coffee Brander. So if you might, last year they sort of did a way of life blend, and so Covey on Instagram, you see Covey Coffee Branders. I'll try and remember to tag them as well because it's such nice coffee. It's really good, and it's got a real local story as well here in Haarlem and Amsterdam. So that's just brilliant. I've got all my food ready. I've got I'm going to go in the bath. I'm going to try and get rid of this cough so I can get get ready for tomorrow. I'm nervous about the train because tomorrow is the start of the big race weekend. I don't know. The conductor said it might be easier for me to go to Leiden and then that way, but I think I really don't know what's going to be the best. I'm going to sort of get up really early and see if I can get it done. So it could well be that I've got nothing to do in the afternoon because I've got done all my kilometers in the morning. So I'm going to try and get up really early. Hopefully that will make an impact in Haarlem. If not, then I'll have to try and just improvise. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to do my best. Wow. This was a bit of a cathartic session. Hey, Mike. Oh, that's so cool. That was, yeah, it was. Oh, fantastic! I didn't know that was your Instagram. I'll start following you. That was good. I was like, I wouldn't didn't know how to. Let me write that down. Or, or just DM me to with what you just messaged. Then I know that you're that I can sort of just sort of start following you. Day 15 is done. I think it was around 100 kilos in the end. So after that morning session, I know I got. I think we're on. Yeah, I'm. Let me just quickly look. I think, and then I'm going to shut down. Um, oh gosh, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 100 kilos. So I'm going to get burned through that 2026 kilograms, aren't I? Oh, but on the good news, let's just end on a positive. My body seems to be adapted to running this distance. I'm going to have low days. I'm going to have good days still, but my body seems to be getting into the rhythm, as which is I think is the most important thing. Thank you so much for listening to me just blurt things out. As always, it amazes me that people find this interesting. Um, it just comes random thoughts out of my head. Love it if people could join me tomorrow for in Amsterdam. So 10:30, 12, and 4:30 in the afternoon at Trail NL. Bring your checkbook because it's an awesome store and it's just such a fantastic store. And you can try the Mount to Coast shoes as well. So I know a few of you did, which is great. I'm going to try and gracefully close down. I'm going to leave you. I'm going to see if I can get this sort of joke out before I have to sort of close down. So there was a pig and a teddy bear, and a